This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
Do I have everything down? Oh, all righty. What is up, everybody? It's weird. I don't have the microphone in front of me, so it is a little bit of a thing I do. So I'm trying. What's up, Joey? All right, Hippie's in there
doing the news reporter thing.
Yeah, doing the lav mic here. If hopefully it sounds all right, and but I think it frees up my thing. So let's just real quick while we're kind of waiting for people to stream in here. Oh, I should tell everybody. I'll tell everybody who you are again in a minute. This is Clean, everybody. Clean Sanchez, Clean Sanchez Media, Bong Rips and Video Game. Is it Bong Rips and Video Games?
Yeah, Bong Rips and Video Games. BRVG for short. Beverage.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'll just put it in the. That is that, and then there's Clean Sanchez. That's Bong Rips and Video Games. Sorry, just putting your stuff in here. I should have cut it on this earlier, I guess.
No, it's all good. It's funny with all the crazy things that's been happening with that channel lately. We're about to be called Bong Rips and Anxiety.
All right, and then Clean Sanchez Media. I think it's just clean. I guess it's just at clean. I think it's just at clean.
Yeah. Yep. YouTube.com/@Clean Sanchez Media.
Clean Sanchez Media.
The major podcast pump and dump.
So here we'll go back. We're going to do this ADD style because I took one bong. Oh, all right. Hey, before we begin, I guess we could just do it on here. They're not gonna. They get weird with the bongs. The joints all day.
It's so interesting because you want to hit a bong, and then you have so many channels that are showing people hitting bongs, but then the smaller guys always get hit.
Yeah. I don't I don't understand if you can smoke anything why a bong matters on YouTube anymore. I don't know at all, but
I mean, technically for tobacco use only, right?
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I'm doing here, and then we'll get into what you're smoking. So I got Florida Kush in the bong, and then I got this This is different than the stuff that I'm partnering with the Seltzer Waters. I'm gonna have him. His name is Josh also, and he'll be on Wednesday. But this is this is Keith, which is a Missouri grower, Missouri company, and they call it a cannabis infused mocktail beverage. It's got 200 milligrams in it though.
Woo!
I know, and it's a concentrate. So what I did is I put it in here. So the guy was saying like each cup, because the cap comes with a cool little. It's like a little measuring.
Oh,
cup.
Look at that!
Yeah, and so it's got. So basically, they're saying whatever milliliters. It's like figure about 10 milligrams per little thing. But it's not that concentrated. So I got like 40 milligrams in.
Yeah,
in this. But then we'll see how that.
Shoot it up a little bit, they always say like I wish I had it. I get these things called Buddy Bites, and they look like little ice cream cones.
Oh yeah.
And it's so funny because like they used to have an actual like ice cream on top of it, but now it's just the cone. It's a chocolate cone with a wafer in it, and the serving size says take 2, right? The whole bag is like 1,000 milligrams. I eat the whole bag. I eat the whole bag. I can't not do it.
Yeah, that's hippie style. Hippie goes fucking ham on that shit. Uh, with me for edibles, I still have I have a high tolerance for them, but not
Same.
quite that high. But I'm usually 2 to 250 if I'm really like, hey, we're gonna be out, we're gonna be whatever. 2 to 250 is usually kind of where it get, which I hate. I wish I had a I'm sure you do too. Had kind of a lower tolerance. I mean, 1,000 milligrams.
Oh God.
Those things can't be cheap.
I wish I could go like I feel like the only way that would get me to stop is if I went back to boot camp because that's the only time I wouldn't be able to smoke and then I'd get my tolerance back. But holy crap, you know, when it comes to tolerance, it takes me a lot to to feel it.
Yeah. Do you get the same? What's your high like when you eat edibles?
So when I eat edibles, sorry, my wife was just my wife FaceTimed me and she was like, oh, I get like this like funny euphoric body high, you know? I never
Yeah.
feel it in my head when I eat it. I always feel it in my body and I feel like I sit down and I become one with the chair.
Yeah. It's about the same for me too. I took about 500 milligrams of this one, and that I mean, I was basically having visuals almost.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck. Well, I mean, I was at home, there was nothing going on. I was like, you know what? And I was doing kind of how you're talking about, like you start eating it and it was like this candy strip thing. And I was not paying attention.
It
And I'm
just
like,
happens.
oh shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, I gotta not gotta lay down in a bad way. I was like, oh, this is just okay. I'm gonna go to the couch.
Yeah.
And then I, set the computer up and I'm like, oh, and then just close my eyes and I mean, it was like just everything. I love the kind of patterns,
I
but
love it. I actually have an answer for just Jenny here. It's actually a very recent one too. A buddy of mine came to my house and he left his 1,000 milligram edibles in my house. They were all Twix bars, all of them. I ate all three of them in one sitting, and I've never regretted anything so much in my life because I 1,000 milligram will get me nice, right? But I was just like, these edibles aren't going to do anything to me, so I ate all 3 packs of the Twix bars.
yeah.
I was out cold for 2 days. 2 days.
That is the thing I will say with edibles too that I've noticed. Even if it is not, look, they do calm me down. I don't ever. It's really rare to feel high for me, like the same as flower. I don't get, like you're saying, the head thing. I love the body buzz, and they're great at night. Man, I can sleep.
Oh man,
I sleep wonderful, but it's not like I definitely will notice if I've eaten, like if I'm getting up near the 500 milligrams, that like the next day I'm still like, oof, okay, I'm still kind of with this a little, not like fucked up or anything, but just like, oh, I'm feeling the relaxation, the fucking all that shit.
See, I always get the crazy feeling the most. The most was when it comes to like waxes and butters and stuff like that. I shouldn't. The one thing I shouldn't be doing is smoking the batters out of this thing because it puts me on my ass. I don't even know how many milligrams that is, but this like putting like the extracts instead of putting it in here compared to putting it in something like this are two completely different styles of high that you're going to get.
I love now that you can get the dab pen. Obviously you can still get the concentrate, or whatever, but like you can get the live rosins and all the diamond press shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they're easy to make too.
there's a Marine in here. I don't think he's in here now. I didn't see him, but he does it. He does all that. He does all the extract stuff. He put me onto the diamond extracts.
Diamond extracts are interesting, you know. It is so because I was in the army from 14, um, Jesus Christ, 2013, 2012 to 2016, right? And before going in, it was just flour and joints, you know, and edibles, you know. I
Yeah.
never in my life even heard of an extract or a wax or anything. 2016 comes around, everyone's trying to sell me this and that or the other. K2's a thing now, sativa. Salvia becomes very popular around then
That's
too,
right.
you know, and then all the extracts came out, and I was thinking like, this is science. This is science. You know, so I came out at the right time, and just seeing the options now
Yeah.
since 2000, because I'm sure it was like 2014 and even way before that they've had these extracts, but from
But
where I
on a
was,
wider scale.
yeah,
So I had smoked in high school, basically. And then I went in the Marines, and then 2018 retired and didn't need my clearance. Saw that, okay, not going to need the clearance or whatever. And so, boom, DC's market was wild because it was legal in that weird. It's legal to have, and it's legal if you and I do a private exchange.
yes,
But you can't sell me weed at a business. Now, if we're in a private club, but this is how they get around shit. This is how they have these big, huge canna markets. Is you pay a price. Now it's a private event. Now it's a private thing. It's not a business, and I can buy weed. You can sell me weed. Everything's all fucking
yeah,
good. But DC in the beginning, I don't know what it's like now. I haven't lived there for a few years, but it was all on the phone because the police were closing down any brick and mortar place that would set up. Because what they were doing is they would say, okay, this sticker is $25. Your gift with this sticker is an eighth of weed.
oh yeah,
This
okay.
2 stickers, or whatever, or
This is a $120 sticker.
yeah, exactly. And you just happen to get an ounce of weed with it too. And then they just started doing away with any pretense of it. You just bought weed, but they would deliver it. It was a great fucking. It was incredible. It was DoorDash. It was expensive. It was very expensive, but I couldn't believe it. I went from like not smoking anything at all, any sense for 25 years to concentrate. To like anything is open. Anything and everything is like open, and that market was. I guess they probably had been anticipating it because and by 2018, the shit was more around.
Yeah,
The concentrates and all that. Yeah, those dabs, man. I don't always,
amazing.
they're. I don't like doing it if it's going to be a hangout though, because
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, whoa, like I don't know. My buddy's wife had taken one, and she's like, I don't think my legs work. I can't feel them. And like, you're standing up. And she's like, I don't think I can walk anymore. And she was like, for real worried about it. Actually, it was kind of, just funny because she was like literally standing there in the kitchen, like, I know your legs are fine.
It's so funny because like every time I go to my partner's house for bong rips and video game, Geo, we always tell him, hey, we have stuff to do. So every time we go into his house before we do a recording, before we do an event, he's got this thing called the student glass gravity bong. It's one of those fucking
Does it turn?
spin it, yeah.
Yeah.
People are smoking their meats with them and stuff like that, which is absolutely crazy. This guy fills up a whole and he doesn't have one of those like regular containers for the waxes. He's got like a fat one that's about the size of a shot glass. And he'll stuff like 5 or 6 different styles of weed in there and flour too. And we're going to town. I'm just like, we have shit to do today, man.
Not anymore. God, that would be intense. I want to try one of those. The dispensary I go to here, shout out Greenlight, Missouri, that I go to here in St. Louis, they have one that's like prominently displayed every single time you walk in, and I'm always like, fuck, but it's like $400.
They're
I'm not
expensive. Dude, in
Yeah.
some places I saw there's a smoke shop by me. They're selling it for $1,000. I was like, are you crazy?
I tell you what's nuts to me is getting one of those little dab, the electric fucking dab shit.
Like these? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, oh, is that what that is? It's like the focus thing. That's the only
Yeah,
one I've seen. They look like a
yeah.
bong.
Yeah, it's got like a little it's got a monitor on the side to tell me the temperatures and stuff like that. I always go to a 430 too when it comes to this stuff. It's the best way to smoke. If you do extracts and you want to and you walk around a lot, maybe you work or something, this is the best way to do it.
Man, okay. What is that?
This is it's called an Aria oh, I got the fucking thing right here. X-Vape Aria limited edition. I got the girly dragon skin one because it was the cheapest one available, but it's got like a little chamber right here.
Okay,
and you open it.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I'm gonna pull it up. Whoops, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
The people at home can see. Because I want to look at that too. I get a little.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's the exact one you got, huh?
Yep, and
Aria dual vaporizer for both. God, I can't believe that they're coming in those little pens like that, just like that now. I mean,
it's great, and they're easy to clean. It comes with a little. I fucking lost mine. I'm so mad. Comes with a thing to clean the whole thing. You could stuff your regular flower in there, smoke that way, different temperatures, and you get like all the vapors from it too, especially if you're a fan of the volcano. I don't know if you've ever used one of those.
That's
insane.
The bag.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
A homemade a buddy of mine he carries around in his work van basically. It's a homemade gravity bong.
Oh Jesus.
It is called Going to the Bucket. And man, I'm like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, let's try it. I'm like, oh, I did too. I couldn't believe I didn't. I honestly, both times I thought, oh, I'm puking. Not just because of the amount of smoke and coming out. Not like but then that cough, you get through that cough of that damn thing, and then you're just sitting there like, and the world's vibrating. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, man, it's gotten so crazy, and I'm so happy. And I'm happy that like I live in a state, New Jersey, where like it's fully legalized and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And even for Virginia, and actually, to be honest with you, about 90% of the East Coast is pretty much legalized, except the Carolinas and Florida, I think, right? Florida's just medicinal.
Maybe just medicinal. The seltzer drink I forgot to put this on the bottom. God damn it.
Yeah, the seltzer drinks are another cool thing. I just had my first one last September, called Mellow. It was only 10 milligrams, but man, it was delicious. And then I saw what you were promoting the other day, and I'm just like, this has so many more flavors that I'm into.
What's nice with the Mighty Kind ones too is they are light. They're light seltzers. So, you can mix I don't know. I mean, I would be a little leery maybe for me to like start mixing this in, kind of sprucing, jazzing up the thing. But
dude, that looks too delicious for me. That bottle, that like the marketing on that bottle.
The marketing alone. Dude, I saw it. The marketing alone, I literally just saw it, and I was like, what's up with that?
Yeah, you pulled it out, and I was like, man, even the bottle looks fucking cool. Like, that is something.
So Keith Keef makes sodas too. They make sugar sodas. The Keef drinks are 25 milligram, I think. So they're a little bit more, which is nice. But they're really sugary sodas. They're good. I think they're good, but they're sugary. The nice thing with the seltzers is there's no sugar. Or I mean, if there is, it's pure cane sugar, and it tells you like this option has the sugar in it. But it doesn't have any. The only sugar that's ever in it is the pure cane sugar, and so you're really not getting. I mean, I was like, man, if I was inclined, throw some vodka in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I just started drinking again this year. I stopped drinking just for no reason whatsoever. I just didn't want to drink because I was spending so much money on like fancy whiskeys.
Yeah.
And I was, and I'm back to drinking now, especially with these seltzers. I mean, it's hard not to how could you say no to a drink that has a little bit of something that you smoke every day?
Yeah. It is good. I'm gonna I've been on here sitting here with like me and Hippie eating so many fucking edibles. I'm like, fucking my goddamn butthole's vibrating. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's great. That's some good shit.
Yeah, those were some funny days. Yeah, the sugar-free thing. I gotta tell you, the sodas and the seltzers, I noticed both of them. Honestly, if you gave me a 25 mil, if you were like, hey, do you want a gummy and 25 milligrams, I don't know that I would take it because I don't know if it would really do shit for me.
Yeah, it'll taste good, you know that.
Yeah, maybe call a little calming effect or whatever, but with the drinks, I can have the 10 milligram drink and like light a joint, and I'm like, Jesus, I'm kind of feeling this shit.
Yeah, and that's something too.
Or what?
I kind of felt the same way too when I had that mellow seltzer. Like I was hitting a joint, I was drinking, I was watching the World Series. That's what I was doing. I was watching the World Series and I was drinking them. I was drinking the mellow. I was having the joint, and I looked at my wife and I was just like, I think I'm a little high. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, like I feel something in my body. Just like when in that episode of Futurama, when Bender became human and his ass started shaking when he heard music for the first time. That's how I felt.
It's surprising. It's uplifting. Yeah, those yeah, and for the audience too, Josh will be the owner will be on Wednesday. It'll be a shorter episode. We'll just kind of run through, but if anybody has any questions, I just can't believe how many well, first of all, it's so cool that he saw this kind of avenue. Yeah. I mean, if you go to the Find a Store locator on their website on the Be Mighty Kind, dude, they're in hundreds of stores. It's bonkers. I'm like, this dude's guy from St. Louis, my sister, friends with my sister.
The major liquor store over by me, Joe Canals, has it.
No shit.
Yeah, and it's funny too. I was just telling my partners about this too. I was like, we got the product, we're gonna try it, we're gonna review it, and we're gonna see what it's like. And my partner was like, wait a minute, I don't drink. I'm like, you're gonna start drinking seltzer today, like these White Claw baddies over here. Like you're next. But it's so smart. Like, is there anything else that we're missing now? Because they came out with Cannabis a couple years ago and they discontinued that real quick.
What is that?
It was the
like you snort it? Like
you
a bump
snort
of
it. It was THC crystalline called Cannabis. And it came with a spoon and it came with a pen straw for you to snort it. And it was THC crystalline. Yeah, you can look it up. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. And that got discontinued 3 months into production. So we had that. I don't know if people are shooting up cannabis. I hope they're not. You know what I mean? But I know people are sticking weed up their asses too for suppositories.
I mean, why? Okay, I fucking love weed. I cannot imagine
putting it in my ass.
Yeah, like wanting THC so badly that I'm gonna fucking crystal. How the fuck do you spell crystal? Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Crystal lean.
Oh, what a time, man.
Oh, oops.
Joey, to answer that, it was fast. It was fast from what I heard.
I mean, I don't think I'd want to. I just really snorting it and sticking it up my ass. I feel like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I like smoking it. I like smoking it. I like eating it. You know, all this other weird stuff is like, okay, you know, get it away from me. I'm glad people are trying it. You know, I'm glad that there is. Speaking of biker string crystal pump,
I love the smoking. For me, a big part of it really is the fucking smoking and
yeah,
the sitting there and like this, having a conversation. Uh, and that's just the way. The problem
yeah,
with the dabs is, like we were saying earlier, if it's like if I'm taking a dab, I don't want to like let's watch a movie and I'll dab or whatever. I'm usually not like let me get keyed into a conversation here because my friend of mine does them all the time and he's like because he's like you want to do a bong hit and he means a dab.
yeah, dab hit. Oh
Like Tom,
shit.
just call it a dab. Well, these guys, the audience probably knows it's Tom, the neighbor, my buddy's neighbor, and Tom, his son comes on. They always pop on every now and again. Uh, yeah, I feel like a joint's like a bottle of wine.
It's like
Like
when the Marlboro commercials came out and you saw the dude with the fucking cowboy
smoking.
jeans
Yeah,
just smoking a fucking cigarette. I feel like that's what's happening now. You know, so socially people are smoking.
yeah.
People are smoking even in states that are not legalized, they are smoking and they are smoking hard. And they're not hiding it either.
It's so strange to go. How old are you? I don't know how old you are.
36.
36. Okay, a
Yeah.
little bit younger, but still within. It is so crazy how society's uh position on weed just changed like 180. Feels like it wasn't overnight. I mean, I remember like High Times was kind of like a still in magazine form and it was kind of like having a porn mag, like you couldn't just have it out or whatever,
Yeah.
like
Taboo.
yeah. But to now, my fucking stepmom tried it. I mean, she hated it. She was like, "Oh fuck no." She did a 1-to-1 CBD thing. But she didn't know there's THC or something in it, and like it. She did it once, and she was like, "I did not have a good experience."
Yeah, I just found out my fucking mom's boyfriend smokes weed.
Nice.
Okay, 25 years I've known this guy. Never invited me to smoke with him, not once. My mom was the one that so she was like, he smokes weed? Like, mom, I smoke weed.
Fucking everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great too because now you can smell like weed and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And in some places they can't say anything to you about it. You know? They just, I remember I was working at Target when the legalization happened. And everybody knew I smoked. There's a small airport right behind that Target I used to work at, super small. So I used to go back there on my breaks, smoke a joint, watch the planes. You know, there were small private planes and stuff like that, like John Travolta style private planes that he would fly and
yeah.
stuff. And I would just sit there and smoke. And then one day, manager came up to me. They were just like, just because it's legal doesn't mean you could come in here smoked up all the time. I'm like, smoked up anyway, you know?
Yeah.
But it's good times. I'm just happy now that there's options. I don't need to go to some jackass down in fucking Communipaw Avenue in a shady street right now just to get weed. I could literally and
They,
that's another thing. Do you have an issue where like regular stores are selling weed?
in what way? Like,
So
do I personally have an issue, or is it something they do
well,
here?
or is it is it something that you see?
Uh, I see cannabis or dog. I feel like doggy CBD. I was in Total Wine the other day, and they are now selling like it's basically a 5-hour energy drink size shot of THC.
Oh shit.
And I was just like looking, and I was like, oh goddamn. Like the seltzer made sense because that's like like that kind of fits in with Total Wine,
Yeah.
but just a shot of fucking THC, I was like, god damn. And then they had the indica and sativa one for day or night. Gas stations. I think when I know Virginia though was really kind of cracking down on the Delta 8.
Yeah, the Delta 8's not doing too good. There's a lot of tainted knowledge behind it. Misinformation, I guess some people would use. But I just don't think there's not enough research on it. The same thing with Delta 10. Everyone's selling all these Delta 10 HHC gummies all over the place, but no one knows what it is. And I feel like it's going to be the same thing that happens to Delta 10, what's happening with Delta 8 right now.
The edibles of Delta 8 have fucked me up. Like to the point of where I'm like, I don't like bad trip kind of shit. I would not ever I'm not ever taking those again. The thing is for me is THC 9, which is what is in regular THC for everybody. Like regular weed, I know what I'm getting. And I'm fine with that. It's so accessible. I mean, I have someone that I can get it in bulk from. If I want specialty shit or whatever, I go to Greenlight I go to the dispensary, whatever, and get it. I just feel like that gas station shit is just. I'm like, I don't want to.
It's gotten weird. New Jersey has this thing right now where, nobody, and I mean nobody, is supposed to be selling weed other than the dispensaries. But this convenience store down the block from me, it's got fucking eighths on the wall, ready for sale, waxes, all types of shit. And this is happening all over New Jersey. And I'm not trying to snitch them out. It's just so, and like, they're allowed to do it sometime, I think this year. I think at the end of this year or next year, they're allowed to start selling cannabis products, but they're just not enforcing it right now. So it's a pretty weird time in New Jersey at the moment.
That is, it sounds like they're just kind of like, we'll push it. And, since it's about to be legal, what's the worst you're going to do? Tell me to stop doing it.
Yeah, we're just waiting for homegrown now. That's all we're asking for. We don't want anything else. We just want homegrown.
Yeah, shit is expensive though. Shit is expensive.
It's wildly expensive. Yeah.
What's nice though is to get it I did get an ounce for a relatively lower price. It was somebody who just a home grower.
Yeah.
Who was trying out different shit. And so it was like, hey, try this. And it wasn't really very good. And I don't want to complain about it. It hardly anything for it, and whatever. But it was super seedy. It had like seeds, a fuck ton of seeds in it. And I was like, God damn, I can't remember the last time I saw a fucking seed in weed. Like,
damn, I'm really thinking about it too. Same here.
It was to the point where I had to grind it up, and then I had to like flatten it out and then pull the seed. Like there was like a lot of seeds in it. But it was interesting to me because I was like, it's been so long since I've had bad weed. Kind of. He'll bring around strains. He's like, hey, try this one. He had an MK Ultra strain that was really fucking good.
Oh no shit.
That was really good.
It's hard to get good strains now, man. It really is. I'm a big sour diesel guy too. I like my pungent, smelly, sticky buds.
Oh. I think I actually got, oh shit. well, let's use that to segue into the video, because we'll go over some history. This is going to be your guys's.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna look real quick because you mentioned sour diesel. I didn't save it. I saved a bunch of other ones, but there was a history of sour diesel.
Oh shit.
Maybe we could just save it for another time. Okay, so do you want to? But we got plenty to go over. So,
yeah,
I'll look and find it if we do, because I was kind of interested in that too. They were like, "What's the history?" And it's a pretty long video, and I was like really surprised. I did not watch it, but I was like, "Oh, that'd be cool to do a deep dive." I really like the deep dives on weed. Like,
I do too, and like this one, because we were actually thinking about doing at first. It was like, do we want to do like the history of weed? And like we were going through a couple videos and stuff like that, and my partner Gio was just like, "Let's do bongs." He was like, "You know, bong is in our name. This is the best idea." And I learned some of the weirdest shit about this. Like, you know, just for example, the concept of the bong being older than Jesus Christ. You know, that's
yes. So I watched the first half, maybe a bit part of it, and I was like, I want to save this for the show. Very fucking cool that you guys are doing this. Whatever this topic, not just the bongs, but just kind of going down that route. I think it's a cool route, and there is a audience for it. I mean, I just typed in history of cannabis, and people are putting out, and they're getting millions of views. It's really cool, but I really like, excuse me, when I think it was Vice maybe that did it, Viceland or whatever, Vice. They tracked this one like crazy strain. It was these seed buyers.
yes,
Like in Africa, and man, that was just so interesting. I was like, fuck. I know
a lot of people talk shit about Vice, but when it comes to like their drug documentaries are pretty like I haven't seen any other drug journalist really get in the shit. You know what I mean?
And they would. That was crazy. I can't believe more. You didn't hear about these guys getting murdered more, but like,
yeah,
or whatever, just go missing, because they would get into some crazy situations. But you're right. It was almost gonzo documentary. I liked it too. I mean, I like them for that specifically. They were like the first ones to do shows about going around smoking too, on a kind of more mainstream kind of.
And
they had this guy that went around.
Oh, Weedicket. They had Weedicket as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That they had that cooking show where people would cook with weed too. That was pretty cool.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, and like it's an interesting market. It's a big market, but it's a silent market.
Right? It's strange. Oh, you guys remember? That's cool. Okay, cool. People know what they want. Strain hunters. Yes, that would be
Strain
cool.
hunters.
All right, so let's watch.
Oh yeah, Joey's right. The wrestling shows do kick ass too. They're pretty fucking crazy.
Oh, fucking Dark Side of the Ring.
That shit is wild.
I mean, the whole WWE shit, the Vince McMahon shit right now. Holy fuck! And then the Chris Benoit shit.
Have you seen the memes of like the couples arguing in the bar, and then they're playing the Chris Benoit music, and the captions like just what I'm thinking. I'm just like, oh shit. Yeah, no, they do a good job. Maybe their journalism sucks, but if you really want to see, like, if you want to see someone cooking up some fucking meth, go watch a Vice documentary.
Yeah, or cubing it up in hash in fucking Morocco.
Yeah, or delivering trees of fucking marijuana in like semi trucks. Like and how they even get the resources to get in that close is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because one of the things I liked about it is because it was sort of what my job was, is to get into these networks and, you know, interact and then really and kind of come back and report on them.
Yeah.
Or, you know, all, in some cases, you know, recruit somebody or whatever, ideally. And so I always liked that aspect of the Vice shows. I'm like, man, these guys are in it. These guys are off the grid a bit. They're fucking pushing it. There's not much safety fucking net that they're working with, and I liked it. Now, look, not every single thing with them was dangerous, but just to get into that, you know, just to have somebody, you know, but their journalism sucked, unfortunately.
I wouldn't mind having that job though, being the cameraman. Like just, you know, just mask on, taking the mask off, get a little whiff of something. Oh yeah, so this video was actually fun. So it's the first video that I have ever worked on that I was not in it.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was actually, that was one of the, because I'm trying to focus more on producing and editing more. And
Gotcha.
this was like my ticket into that in the brand too. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
Really good to know that you edited this. What do you use? Do you use the Adobe or
Oh God.
Premiere?
Oh God, no. I'm that guy. I use CapCut, you know, and which it sucked for a few days not having it, you know. I know everyone was going crazy about TikTok. A lot of editors lost CapCut. But I can't give my money to Adobe anymore, man. It's gotten crazy. But I also use the Riverside editor. I don't know if you're familiar with what Riverside is. It's one of the newer podcast platforms right now, and it needs some work. But it's live. It needs some work, you know.
Riverside.
But everything else, if you're doing like pre-recorded shows, it helps with your audio and stuff like that. And the editor itself is really good, but up until it's perfect, I'm keeping CapCut.
So I've never used CapCut. I was really Adobe. Now I use the iMovie thing, which is not. I don't like it. But I'm not really
must have a headache. Yeah.
I'm not really doing that much editing anyway with the live shows, but I do kind of want to do more. I really liked Premiere. I like everything you could do with Premiere.
Absolutely.
It's expensive, and I was like,
yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what, man, this is getting more. It's more than I want. So yeah, I just
yeah, that's what it was for me. I'm not an Adobe guy. When I found CapCut, it's user friendly. Even like I don't even pay for it. I haven't paid for CapCut at all. And some of the free effects and things that are offered to you are actually really good. So I highly recommend it for anybody who wants to learn how to edit.
Cool. Yeah, Mirror 420. Yeah, I love anything history related to strains. I do too.
Oh, me too.
So I'll find it while we're watching this. I do want to watch this though.
Yeah, let's do it. This video is brought to you by Lifted Glass Co. and Hookah Shop. Get all your glass needs today.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I was like fucking around with your sponsor.
This video is brought to you by Lifted Glass Co. and Tango Hookah Shop. Get all your glass needs today.
I'm gonna take a long hit. I am fucking ripped.
I'm whizzed, yeah. I'm whizzed.
I don't know what. Dude, it just kind of hit me. All of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, I'm kind of fucking high as fuck."
And it's great.
Totally.
The sun is down. Everyone's having a good time, and we're learning.
Let's get into it. Yeah, I wonder because I'm feeling a nice strong body buzz. I wonder if it's from this. God, again, Keith. I don't know if I have no stake in these guys at all. I'm not trying to specifically promote them, but I will say that this is
good stuff.
Good. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Oh. Oh man. What's going on, guys? This is Gio from Bong Rips and Video Games, here to take you on a journey down memory lane. Now picture this. You're in the middle of a smoky haze, the bong making its rounds, and suddenly it hits you. Probably the best moment of the cipher, right? But how did all this start? Like literally, how did it start? These glass masterpieces have been the centerpiece of our sessions for as long as we can remember. But how far back does this ritual go? Who gets the credit for crafting the first device that brought water and fire together in perfect harmony? Now sit back, spark up, and let's take a deep dive into the history of the bong.
Do it.
Let's start off with this. Did you know that the word bong actually comes from the Thai word wang, which refers to a bamboo pipe?
Huh.
When people started adding
I
water
didn't
to
know
these
any of that,
devices,
so.
the name stuck, evolving to mean water pipe, a tool for smoking cannabis that stood the test of time. Most people think bongs really blew up in the late 60s and early 70s, and they're not wrong. But the history of these devices goes way further back. We're talking almost 2,500.
What do you think? You think weed's better now?
From information that I've gathered from people, like older people,
Yeah.
they say the weed was so much. They say the weed is better now, but how is it? It's not that it was bad then; it was great then, but it's just that there's options now, and I think that was the answer. But I think I would really think that some of the best weed came from back then. More pure, no chemicals.
Yeah. You'd have to get it, like if you got somebody just growing, now they're just growing on such large scales too. I mean, yeah, they can dial that shit in, but and it's so funny. This dude, I was not friends with or whatever, but kind of ran into it, smoke with him sometimes. We were smoking and he's like, I was like, oh, what strain is this? And he's like, dude, you're not going to believe this, but I don't know. I'm like, wow. And I can't remember the last time he just got a bag of weed. Just like, he's like, man, I didn't ask. It's just fire. And it was great. And it didn't matter, but it was just funny to not know. I just feel like now it's weird.
Everything has a name.
Yeah. 55. It's definitely strong. Well, see, the thing is, though, is we could get our hands occasionally on, I mean, a couple of people could always get it. But sometimes I could get it. But it would be like this guy who had his dad always had this bomb ass hydroponic shit. And it was like, I know that just means just grown in water, but like, for whatever it was like, because all we had available outside of that was like junk, basically. You get sometimes some good stuff, but that shit was like fucking bonkers good. That shit was definitely as good as it is now, I feel like. And that was in the 90s, early 90s. God, man, hell yeah, I'm high.
Years earlier. Ancient bongs made of gold have been traced back to the Scythian tribes, while discoveries in Africa push the timeline even further, all the way back to 1400 BC. In Ethiopia, they crafted bongs from simple materials like pottery and animal horns, while in Russia, they went all out with the golden bongs fit for royalty. The first real appearance of the bong dates back to Central Asia around the 16th century. Earlier, I mentioned how the word bong comes from the Thai word wang, meaning bamboo bong, which were pretty common in that region. It's believed that the use of the water bongs might have been introduced during the Ming Dynasty in China and spreads thanks to the Silk Road. In fact, Empress Dowager Psyche from the Qing Dynasty was even buried with 3 ornate bongs. So where does the bong actually come from?
I wonder, do they know why?
So the only thing I I don't think they know why, but an interesting thing is that during that time, opium was a big thing.
Yeah.
And opium was absolutely illegal, and so was cannabis, unless it was used for medicinal and industry. Um, during that dynasty,
Huh.
and I don't think they ever found out why or a reason why, but it baffled archaeologists when they found it because she was the one that had the bongs.
Huh. Well, it's interesting that they knew it was. I mean, I guess it was probably written, right? I guess they would, right? Like they would knew it was like outlawed. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Who came up with
Every time I watch one of these, though, I can't help but think of I don't remember the guy's name, but shit. What the Matthew McConaughey movie about the teenagers in the 70s? It's God damn it, Dazed and Confused.
Okay. Yes.
When the long-haired stoner guy is like, man, Martha Jefferson would meet him, or Martha Washington would meet him at the door every day with fresh bull. Man, I do always kind of feel that way when I listen.
God, I got to put that on the list to watch. I haven't seen that. I've only seen it once. and I'm a McConaughey fan.
Definitely watch it again. It is. I recently rewatched it because my son. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm screaming because I keep forgetting the microphone's right here. Hey, what's up, man? Hope you're feeling all right. My son wanted to watch it because somehow he came from McConaughey. He was like, "Isn't that McConaughey's first movie?" So yeah, rewatch it, and I was like, "Man, this is so fucking good. It is so worth it. It is. There's not a. It's so cool about it too is that as you're going, because it's like a hangout movie basically. There's not a real plot line.
Yeah.
It's one night in Texas, kind of that middle Texas or whatever, and it's just really good. It's just worth it. You're like 30-40 minutes in and you're like, oh, I'm invested. I'm totally invested in this. But there's no story. You know what I mean? Or there's a story, but there's no like driving plot. There's not like conflict. The only thing they have to do is.
Don't you hate that?
The only conflict was the kid who was going to have a party couldn't, and that was it. That's the only thing, and it was very easy to resolve. Gotta go talk bullshit with the old farts. What's Clean's doing with me? That's wrong, dude. Stay twisted.
Oh, what's going on, freedom fighter?
Excuse me. Just a
chest X-ray.
Jeez. Yeah, just.
It's just one of those. We get them all the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, the answer is more complicated than you might think. Recent discoveries have traced the earliest bongs back over 2,400 years, making it tough to say exactly who invented them. Some evidence suggests they may have originated in or near Africa. As for the glass bongs we see today, those were the brainchild of Bob Snodgrass in the 1960s and 70s.
Fucking
he took
hero.
Inspiration from the traditional bongs around the world and designed healthier, more durable versions using glass, forever changing the game. Thank you, Bob Snodgrass. Now, Bob Snodgrass is a very important in this equation. He's a legendary figure in the world of glass art and pipe making, widely credited with.
That shit is so cool and fun to watch.
He's still alive too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you ever?
He's by you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's have you ever seen an interview with one of the it's the acid guys, not the doctor, but a guy who went to jail, and he was like, God, the way he talks about dosing all the time It's so insane. Some of these guys, you're like, okay, maybe you didn't need to do that much acid, but
like they're give like it's funny. It's like each acid doctor has a recommended dose.
yeah. Have you done it?
I have never tripped, man. My wife beats on me mentally almost every single day about it. And I just I think what had happened was I was doing a lot of other drugs at the time, and I was just like, I don't want to do that because I'm gonna lose my mind. And then, oh, but it's never too late. I mean, Jared Leto was taking ayahuasca in the woods a couple years ago. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, mushrooms for me. I
that's what I hear too.
I haven't done acid. I want to or I mean I tried a tiny bit like high school and it didn't, like
Put
it
that
didn't
shit in
really
their
take-
eyes, man.
yeah. No, I guess it did in high school. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, but like mushrooms are such a fun. Now for me though with mushrooms
I keep
is
hearing that.
well the first time not the first time I did them, but the first time I did enough where and I had like a real kind of breakthrough. It was literally life altering. It was life altering. And
Yeah.
it made me feel like basically I was at the lowest point in my life. And the PTSD was out of control. I was drinking out of control. I wasn't doing anything about either thing. And I just kept, like I'll just fight my way through this, I'll be good, blah, blah, blah. That was terribly unhealthy. And I was going down. It was bad. And I did mushrooms with a friend of mine at her house, and she's just got this great space, and it was just cool.
That's
And
cool. That's
yeah,
what you
dude,
need for something like that. My
dude,
wife, my wife's a mushroom enthusiast. You know, she wants to. She wishes she could do it a lot, but she microdoses every now and then with chocolates. I
yeah.
hear I know the chocolates are a big thing now, and I see her trying. She's just the happiest I've ever seen her.
What I just need to watch. Well, I mean now I'm good with it, but like at first I was like, oh, these are so good, and then I would keep doing, and then it was like doing them too often.
Yeah.
And
When you enjoy it too much.
Yeah, and it had the effect of my body like turned on them. But if I'm in the right, in the right situation, they're great.
Yeah.
They're just really great. No. I'm just trying out this the lavalier mic, the lav mic, because I don't know. I was just trying some stuff with the audio. But no, just trying out the lav mic. Yes.
It sounds good.
Dude, my dog. Getting my dog and THC. I still drink every now and again. Like I have beer mostly, but like wine. I guess I had wine the other night.
I wish I'm waiting. I cannot wait to move out of this damn house so that I could get a fucking dog. I cannot wait.
Oh, the dog's the best. God, she is just. I mean, just the fact that it gets me up, in the morning, like it's too easy.
Go for a walk.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Stuff
get her
like
out.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely, get her out. And it's like today, we went and did the chuck it for about 20 minutes, and she just woke up like as we were like she just slept after that. But yeah, the dog is lifesaver, game changer for sure. The weed and the other thing too is like for me with weed is I had to learn. I was so I had 25 years of heavy drinking basically.
Yeah.
And so weed didn't feel powerful enough or whatever because I was so used to the drunk because alcohol is such a stronger intoxicant. And so I was like waiting for that. And then what weed also just made me do is change my whole outlook on it, on all of it. It's like, no, you just look for the relaxation. The high will come, and it just, instead of like, with alcohol, you're kind of, especially the way I drink, you're kind of racing to the buzz a little bit. And so it's like,
absolutely.
and weed just switched the way I look at all of it. Then I quit drinking for about a year, and then I just sort of, where I'm at now, or beer, wine, I try and keep it limited as much as possible, but like, because it's not going to, but we just
weed.
Made me just kind of re-look at all of it. And then, I mean, man, to just get her out, like the dog in the morning, it was fucking 60 here. It was great and
Jesus
sunny.
Christ.
It was great.
What?
So got outside, fucking smoked half a joint, fucking threw the little chuck it with her with the thing, and then done. And it was like, oh man, this just makes me so happy. This situation just makes me so happy. My parents, I live real close to my parents. Yeah, it's all good.
That's fucking great. I've been smoking since I was 13, but I don't think I started actually smoking hard until right before I went into the army, and then directly after.
Yeah.
Because that whole time I was drinking.
Yeah. I mean, well, and then
how could you not?
Yeah. And in the military, it's like
so fucking cheap. go to the class 6 and big old liter alcohol, $6. Of course I'm gonna drink.
Yeah. Still would train SV to set. By the way, she's already done it. She will only return. She's a little bulldog, so she'll only return it like 3 times. After that, I chuck it. She goes and gets it, shows me she's got it, and then just kind of stands there and waits for me to walk over and then throw it again.
Like, now it's your turn to run.
Yeah. I'm like, I mean, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's all good, man.
Oh man, that's funny. That's good. Animals.
Dude, your excitement when we talk about this is making my day. Just, oh, nice. Well, thanks.
Weed is amazing.
Weed has been a fucking game changer for me. I don't believe it's the panacea that some people can try and make it out to be for fucking, everything. But it helps me in a ton of ways, and just a whole bunch of different ways. It allows me to be now I do feel like there's times when I don't know if I'm relying on it too much is wrong, but like but yeah, so I'll try and take breaks with it a little bit.
Yeah.
But the truth is I'm just way more even and way more calm and way more I feel more enjoyable, which makes me more enjoyable to be around. like drinking makes me want to fight the fucking world. So
I'm a happy drunk. I'm actually way too happy of a drunk when I drink. It's kind of scary. Start buying shit for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, Orange County barrel acid. That sounds special.
I can't remember who was Ken Kesey was the author, but who was the acid doctor? Leary, right? Leary, yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
Leary. I don't know either anymore.
I don't know.
God, right? I feel like anyway, it was like one of his. They made the Sunshine. There's a documentary about the guy, about kind of that thing, and he's prominent in it. It's like the Sunshine acid specifically, something like that. And it's interesting the way he talks about it. You make it sound, you're like, wow, I could see how that. I don't know. I'm so different. Like, if you would have asked me about all of this 10 years ago, I would have thought of you as a unserious person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, no, man, I got actual shit to do. But now that I'm fortunate the situation I'm in, that I don't have to. I can view life differently. Things can come slower.
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
appreciate the different things now, and I appreciate the connection, not just with people, but like connection with nature. Just just getting out. I mean, I just literally just getting out to the park was something I was not doing before. And just now,
Yeah.
with Stella, now I'm walking around the park, just shit like that.
If listen, you got to move the legs too, man. You know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how sometimes a dog will do it for us. Shit, I can't get off my ass sometimes. Maybe I do need a dog.
It's got me, man.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah, she's yeah, got me on a schedule, and I like it. Okay, let's keep. Timothy Leary, was an American psychologist and author known for his strong advocacy of psychedelic drugs. Thank you, Woodrow. Thank you.
That's good stuff, and a lot of that stuff is being accepted more for veteran treatment too. I know it's a big conversation at the moment. It's nice to know that they're understanding that psychedelics do help.
They help me. I mushrooms. I'm a little nervous of acid. For probably no.
That looks like that's the powerful shit right there.
But the thing is, though, I was talking to a guy, another vet, about it, and he was saying, man, he said he had such a good experience on mushrooms, but suddenly they kept turning on him, and he was having bad experience after bad experience, and he's like, then I'd feel depressed again for a day afterwards, and he was like, it was having the complete opposite effect of what it initially did.
Yeah.
And he's like, but it was helping me a ton with the PTSD. He's like, but I switched to LSD. He's like, I switched to acid, and he's like, that's it for me now. Like that, I don't touch mushrooms. He's like, I just do some acid, and he's like, it doesn't have the same effects. He's like, but I get the psychological benefit from it.
Oh yeah, which is the best benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it helps you tap into that side of your brain that is, that speaks to you in your dreams kind of way,
Yeah,
like it doesn't have a language that I can't think of it, but the one that kind of has a bigger picture. And I think to me, it felt like I was accessing that I was I could speak to my dreams kind of deal.
Yeah. I know exactly. I know that feel. It's almost kind of like you still kind of reach for it too when you smoke as well.
Yeah. There is something with it. I think smoking on a lower level, on just a nice daily level I think it calms me down enough to let me listen to that other shit too.
Yes. Yes. Because it's super interesting. You don't smoke, let's say, for 6 days, right? You're gonna start having crazy dreams. Like it's kind of I mean, to be able to have that balance of crazy dreams and good highs, that's I strive for that. I'm going for that.
Yeah. Sorry, we got this oh god damn it.
So Tommy, you ain't getting your TV back. And fuck you.
Fuck you, Tom Donovan. Donovan. Oh, now I can't come. I can't do this anymore. I can't do the cover. Oh, I guess a little bit. Tom Donovan coming in muy caliente with a 5.56.
It actually still sounds good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it sounds pretty radio. Now Tommy never got his TV back, right?
No, he ain't getting that motherfucker back. I don't care how much.
I've always wondered. I've always wondered.
Shout out to Mighty Kind, impressive product and delivery, packaging, nice. As Tommy's TV says, stay relevant or stay home. Cheers. Yeah, man. I'm really glad to hear that. The owner will be on Wednesday. I'm gonna definitely let him know. That's really great. And
That's awesome.
So Tom got the Tom got the Delta 8 because they do sell the seltzers. They sell one, I think, just one Delta 8 option. The other ones are all Delta 9. But the Delta 8 is 20 milligrams, and so he's saying it's good to go. I was wondering about that. I'm interested to try that. The only thing is, though, man, I'm telling you, I'm really leery of Delta 8 edibles. That I just had such a horrible time with them that I'm like, I don't know. But that's really good to. Yeah, I took a tolerance break in like August. It's kind of nice to do it every now and again, but I'm always so happy when I'm back.
Oh my God, man. Those you start having lucid dreams, wet dreams, all types of dreams when you stop smoking. It's kind of crazy. It's interesting too, because you know the whole REM cycle stuff with your sleep and how it's the science in that's wild.
Yes. I fucking love that shit. That's the kind of shit I love. Dream stuff. There's this philosopher Ian McGilchrist. He's also a neuropsychologist, PhD. You know, it's just one of these dudes. But out of Oxford, and he talks about the brain and dreams and all of that kind of shit and the neurology of the brain, and it's so fascinating to me, and it just really one of the things he says that I really love is he's like, math and science are the best tools that we have right now to translate, you know, to say the how, to translate the how of the world, but it doesn't answer the why. Like, why does this exist? I mean, have you fucking seen how big a fucking universe, the whole fucking galaxy, everything is? It's like
it's
shit.
Endless. It's endless.
It's so crazy. And then
yeah, people are arguing about the Earth being flat, but they forget to realize there's so much more up there.
Oh my God. I mean, it's mind blowing. I love it. I get really fascinated by not knowing. Like, I don't have to figure it out. And it's like, cool, because that means there's more. You know, there's always going to be more. You're never going to, if you like have a good outlook on life, like there's just always going to be more. Weed helps me do that. Alcohol makes me go to jail.
Alcohol makes me broke. Cannabis makes me fucking sleepy.
And well, the nice thing too is with it is if with alcohol, it is kind of, do you find it hard to be creative on it, or like work done to do creative work, or do you like smoking and doing the work?
So I try to smoke and do the work, but I always find myself never doing that. I always find myself either smoking before or after. And then like it's weird. It's weird, you know? And it's like because in some points, like if I do a little working out, the weed will help me with that. Especially like if I do a jog or something. I get fucking rocked when I fucking like smoke and work out, right? But not that I'm like a fucking workout, but I mean, it's just a jog and a couple push-ups here and there, you know?
Whatever. Physical movement. Yeah.
But creatively, sometimes I find myself having a hard time. Yeah.
Yeah, I do it too. And if I'm on a roll, I will find I'm like, oh shit, I didn't like, fuck it. Took 2 drags and then took 2 pulls off the joint, you know, whatever, and like let it sit. Yeah, I don't know though. It's tough though, because alcohol I can do creative work. I like doing creative work, drinking, but it's not worth it for me.
Yeah. Maybe like in a group. I feel like in a group, if you're with a group of creatives who are trying to like put a project together and you guys start smoking, I unless there's always that one person that likes to drag everybody down, then no work is gonna get done. But
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I would smoke at when we would do shoots at school in grad school. I'm trying not to say film school because, well, you probably started. I hate to say that shit, but anyway, we were doing, you set up and shoots, and I'd smoke and like around, and they're like, man, I could do it then. If I was the only one, it would be good to go. Because then I'm just quiet. It helps me focus, and I could focus in. Now, if there were 3 of us that smoked, 3 of the 4 that fucking smoked, and we're trying to do a shoot, shit ain't getting done.
I remember you talk about being in film school, and I've always thought that was really cool. I never went to film school after high school. The high school that I went to actually offered me film. I took film and I took robotics, and I sucked at robotics, so I stuck with film. And then after that, I had found out that my uncle worked in the film department in Columbia University and in another place in Sarah Lawrence. And he actually he used to sneak me into the classes for the Sarah Lawrence classes, and that's where I got to learn a lot of like film stuff. Like, got to see some really cool film stuff and learn a lot. And now it's actually pretty cool. It's everything comes full circle. He actually works in the podcast department for YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the guys that just try to help make it better with it, and he provides classes and stuff like that. So, to learn from my uncle all that film stuff, and then I saw some of your little short films that you put up too. I was like, this is pretty fucking cool,
Yeah, those are just to kind of get. Oh, and thank you very much, by the way. I'm not trying to. Yeah, I don't know those editing. I like editing,
Same.
and so those really were more like those little ones I put up. I like those just because they took they're very short, but they often take a long time to edit, which I don't, there's no rush on any of them.
Yeah.
But I just but it gives me something to do. And then it's like, well, I don't want to just okay, now I have this video, so I throw it up. Yeah, there wasn't much film theory, which is what I kind of thought. I thought, man, I can't wait to talk movies. But what it did, the whole thing, I mean, one, it got me editing. It got me good at editing because you just have to do a lot of editing,
Yeah.
And so you get good at it, smooth at it.
It's great seeing things that no one will ever see in the world. Little mistakes, little things, there's something really special about editing that I could sit there for. I think I did a 12-hour run once of editing of just a bunch of shit for no reason. There's just something about it. I could just keep on going.
Yeah, when I was at American, when I was in film school for that stuff, I would stay up editing those little things, movies, because you're always shooting something.
Yeah,
that's kind of one of the things. But it's really nice because you just get used. They're just getting your reps in, and then your screenwriting classes are. I really am undisciplined with the writing, and I need to get more disciplined. That's for sure.
That's me right now. I mean, myself and a couple people, we actually wanted to shoot a pilot of a smoke shop of a smoke shop show, and all of us smoke. We can't get the fucking writing down. We can't, and we have the idea. The first episode is there's no lighter, and we just can't start writing.
It is, yeah. I wrote a good first act of a movie, and then I did 2 other acts that sucked. So but I did it. And you had to write 90
I feel
pages
that. Yep.
because you had to turn it in. But I really am proud of that first act I wrote. But now I forget what I was going to say with it. But I get away from it. Writing is something I did. I did a lot. Coming up, and then you write a lot too for work. I did, and like every day is fucking reading and writing, and so I got sick. I kind of just got sick of the writing, but now I got it. I've really been thinking about this a lot. I mean, I know I'm kind of veering off here. I'm pretty high.
No, yeah, it happens.
But I really have been thinking about it because I've been like, man, what is really going to be the most fulfilling, creatively? Like, is it this? Is it YouTube? Is it YouTube this way? Is it
Yeah.
And really, it all comes back down to I need to just write. I think I think the writing just gets.
Yeah, and the creative juices are there. It's hard. It's sometimes to write. It's great. It's just an interesting, weird mental block sometimes, and I think that's why I started moving more into filming things more.
Yeah.
Because I work for a wrestler. I work for an independent wrestler where I film all his stuff, and that's. I think I feel more happier doing that than writing anything.
That's really cool that you do that. It got me. The idea of filming stuff though is really, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I really like.
Gotten so much easier too.
And this, I mean, I like this medium, and the filming and this kind of. I mean, really, ultimately, this is kind of a weird thing, but this is like, I mean, this is sort of a dire. I mean, the way I'm, dude, I've been up and down on this fucking platform like a crazy person. And so, but I leave it up because it's like, I don't know. It's a little bit of a sort of diary in a way, but, sorry, here we go. Gotta get back to this fucking.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Member for 2 months, graduate from ASU with a degree in film and media studies. Oh, nice. Yeah, man. I just love movies. And you know how it is with the military, you're just always watching shit too. And it always just, I mean, since a kid though, we would have to, it'd be so fucking hot. Your parents have to kick you out of the house. So we'd skateboard down to Kenrick Plaza and fucking watch. We could buy 1 movie ticket and you could kind of spend the day in the theater in the air conditioning. And I just fucking love movies.
I always say, if you watch something and you tell yourself, I could do that better, you should. You absolutely should.
It's funny. My ex-girlfriend used to laugh at me about it. She's like, why do you watch all these bad movies? And I was like, well, I like to see how it's done. I'm like, because the hard part is when you have the top filmmaker, you're not seeing the work. Like when you watch a bad movie or or whatever, it's like, oh, okay, I'm seeing where they're fucking this up. And like they're the transition from act 2 to act 3 is like, what the fuck? They have no story, whatever. You can kind of just see where they fuck up. That's what well, you did more film school than me. I did an unfinished master's degree. Let's finish this here. Or not finish it, but let's
shaping the modern glass bong. His journey began in 1971 when he first started lamp working, learning the craft alongside Chuck Murphy. By 1974, he had purchased his first torch in Independence, Missouri, and spent the next several years honing his skills, selling the creations at arts and crafts festivals, flea markets, and even street fairs. The popularity of bongs, or water pipes, in America took off with the rise of tobacco use and the growing cannabis culture. This period also saw a boom in the glass industry, creating the perfect environment for Snodgrass to innovate. In the 1980s.
Yeah, it was basically like shit just started becoming legal, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's sort of where the beginning of the sort of tide of states that legalized all that shit.
Oh man, wait till there's a point here that gets really crazy. Actually, now that you say that, it's gonna be something that blows your mind. Actually, about what happens with the legalization and stuff like that. Actually, before legalization,
Bob and his family hit the road, living in a bus and traveling to festivals around the country. Everything changed in 1987, though, when he attended his first Grateful Dead show in Irvine, California. Inspired by the vibrant, tribal energy of the crowd, he began following the Dead on.
Wait, did he say 67?
ooh, 87.
87. Oh,
Yep.
wow. So he had been doing it from the 70s and he hadn't gone to see a Dead show. That's interesting.
Yes.
But I mean, Independence, Missouri, it's on the other side of the state for me, but it's I mean, maybe you grew up, maybe he was poor, not grew up, but oh, that's interesting that it took him that long to see a Dead show.
Yeah, and I always thought like during that time everybody saw a Grateful Dead show. I mean, I had uncles who had the Grateful Dead wines all lined up on their walls and stuff like that.
Yeah, it had its a water pipe. It had I'm trying to think of like the smoke shop that sold them what you were supposed to, but yeah, vase. It was so stupid. I mean, if you're not sitting there smoking the bong right there. It's a glass pipe. Fucking sell it. Who gives a shit? I can't believe it's.
That's
But
another that's kind of interesting too, because like again, they were using the word buang for the bamboo bong ages ago. It's I mean, my grandmother will probably call it a vase if she saw it, but
Oh no, we had to do it. You had to do it in the store. You couldn't call it a bong. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't because it wasn't legal to sell the bong. And so like these laws now that they're kind of pulling back some of this, I don't know. Do you think it's too much too soon? Or do you think it's good to go? What's your how do you feel about
oh man, I feel like it because it's there's always something new literally every single day that comes out this in this industry.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. You know, like yesterday we had glass pipes, tomorrow we have electric dab rigs.
Yeah.
And it's I don't it's hard to tell even if like if we're even in the beginning of this or in the
Yeah.
middle, but I don't think we're at the end. I think it's gonna the artists have a hold of it now too, you know. Well, they've always had a hold of it, and they will find a way to make it last forever.
Yeah. I hope. That's interesting to think about what phase we're in. Because I mean, man, once they legalize this shit in a bunch of places, like boom, that industry took off.
You're gonna start seeing different signs on the shop windows.
In the 1980s, Bob and his family hit the road, living in a bus and traveling to festivals around the country. Everything changed in 1987, though, when he attended his first Grateful Dead show in Irvine, California. Inspired by the vibrant, tribal energy of the crowd, he began following the Dead on tour, and his glasswork quickly gained a devoted following. Snodgrass revolutionized glass pipe making with his invention of color-changing glass, a technique he called fuming. By applying silver and gold to brasilate. Oh, brasilate?
Wow.
Borosilicate? By applying silver and gold to borosilicate glass, he created pieces with a unique aesthetic that evolves over time as resin builds up inside. This design not only looked incredible, but also set the standard for modern bongs. Borosilicate glass became the material of choice for its durability, heat resistance, and safety, being non-toxic, hypoallergenic, BPA-free, and lead-free. Even as smoking culture has shifted towards vaping, Snodgrass's influence remains strong. Glass is still an integral part of modern vaporizing designs, and his techniques continue to inspire glass growers worldwide.
Oh wow,
The documentary
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, right? That fucking bong right there.
Yeah, it's all glass too.
Degenerate Art highlights the glass-blowing subculture that Bob helped create, earning him the title the Godfather of Glass. His legacy lives on, not just in the craftsmanship of bongs, but in the evolution of smoking culture itself.
I mean,
Back in the early 2000s, the bong industry hit a major roadblock with the launch of Operation Pipe Dreams in 2003. This federal campaign, aimed at cracking down on what was classified as drug paraphernalia, targeted businesses selling bongs and similar items. Over 50 people were indicted, and many retailers, including online shops, were forced to shut down. It was a tough time for the industry, as bongs were seen as symbols of illegal drug use. However, the industry found a way to bounce back. The key to staying afloat lies in how bongs are marketed and sold. By labeling them explicitly for tobacco use only, businesses can legally sell these items without violating federal laws. You've probably seen those disclaimers in stores.
I mean,
We all know.
I know. A dab rig. Tobacco in a dab rig.
I always, because I go to this one store, Good Guys. It's just funny that I'm wearing their shirt today too. The Good Guy Smoke Shop, and it's just everywhere for tobacco use. And I'm looking around, I'm like, we're in New Jersey, man.
Yeah. But you know what? I wonder, do they fall under different law, or is it like two separate things? Is it like, hey, you can't sell paraphernalia?
Yeah, as of right now, you still cannot sell paraphernalia. Like they still, by law, they still have to put the for tobacco use only, which is crazy. Which to me, it's crazy. But some states, depending on state or county or jurisdiction that you're in, some places might be a little more lenient with that, and you may not see that. But for the most part, it's supposed to be there.
And I don't know what the rules are in St. Louis or Missouri, really, but I did go into a place the other day to get a couple of things, and the guy was pushing his Delta 8 flower. And he's like, try it. And I'm like, yeah, fuck. He's like, free sample. And I was like, all right, whatever, just throw it in. I'm not going to fucking smoke it. But it's really interesting now. I don't think they're doing the tobacco only. I think they can just promote, I think. But this was also in the city, South City. Not the nicest part of town. I don't know. Maybe nobody there.
Why is the south part of the city is always fucking bad? I'm telling you.
Well, in St. Louis, the South Side is probably the best of the bad. South City. I'd rather be in. Usually, I'd rather be in because East St. Louis is terrible and North St. Louis is terrible. Hippie used to was a cop in North St. Louis.
That's hey, that's fucking respect to him. Holy shit.
Bob Sidegrass, BB Bad, triple layer tube, new 2018 rare regular price, $5,000.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's we had a guy. I just interviewed the guy recently too. He's a glass maker. He makes pipes and shit like that too. And he actually made a glass piece, a small glass piece on our show. And there's something so interesting about seeing someone manipulate that. It's
totally. I know when you guys was it when you went to the convention? I feel like I watched you guys.
That's where we met the guy. His name is Chronic Exotic. Really, really great artist. Very, he's a little spaced out, but really nice guy. But it's yeah. But man, he was that was a really cool moment to kind of dig into his brain and kind of learn like the whole intricacy of glass manipulation and how you make it into a pipe and to smoke out of and shit like that. And I think I remember him mentioning Bob Snodgrass once, but
I'm telling you what,
I would pay $5,000 if I had it.
what I'm going to do when we're done with this is eat and watch glass making.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch glass making tonight. It is cool, man. There's a guy I went to high school with became a full time, glass maker, glass blower. It's a cool art, and it is a real art for sure.
And they're very dangerous.
They're
too.
not just for.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, there's shit that can go wrong. I mean, anytime you're using any kind of like acetylene torch, obviously
you have the two most dangerous things on earth in your hands: fire and glass.
Yeah. You're manipulating. I think that's cool. I dated this artist chick, man. She was good at a bunch of shit, but one of the coolest parts was she was into metallurgy and working with hot metals and shit like that.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and I went and watched them pour it and do it. I don't know, at the time I think they did it every year. She had a little group. They did it at a university near here, and yeah, it was really cool. That shit's really cool,
man.
I can get lost in the shorts of the dude. I mean, this is the problem with stoners, my son, if you're listening. But I can go down this rabbit hole of dudes doing like the metal whatever formation, like metal molds and shit on the YouTube shorts. I'm like, oh my god, I've been watching this shit for like
for hours.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the fucking sun is down and you're like, shit.
1 minute at a time.
Pizza guy's been waiting outside for 30 minutes.
Right. Oh, I was wondering where that noise was coming from.
For show. They're there to comply with legal requirements and make sure these products are considered legitimate tobacco accessories rather than drug paraphernalia. Even though federal law still prohibits the sale of drug paraphernalia, enforcement varies across states, and the evolving attitude towards cannabis has helped reshape the landscape. The tobacco use label is the workaround that keeps the glass bong industry alive and thriving, even in today's more relaxed climate around smoking culture. So, when you really think about it, bongs are more than just tools for smoking. They're a blend of history, culture, and straight up art. From ancient gold relics to the glass masterpieces we use today, they've evolved with us, becoming a staple in cannabis culture. They're not just functional, they're personal, a reflection of creativity and craftsmanship that goes into each one. So bongs bring people together, whether it's just passing one around or appreciating the sheer beauty of a custom piece. They're a part of the ritual, a connection to something bigger than just the smoke. As for the future, who knows? Maybe we'll see wild new designs, high-tech innovations, or materials we can't even imagine yet. But one thing's for sure, bongs aren't going anywhere. They're a timeless part of the culture, and they'll always have a place in our sessions and in our hearts. Thanks for tuning in. And if you've got a favorite bong story or just want to share some love for the culture, drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep the vibes high and the smoke rolling. Okay. Stay lifted.
I love it.
Nice. You guys are on StreamYard too?
No, we've been bouncing around. I've used StreamYard a long time ago, but we're on Riverside now. But I think we're about to make a switch to back to Talk Studio or to Restream, because Riverside their live capabilities are not perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and it kills me because StreamYard and Restream have motion backgrounds, but all these other ones don't. So it's like fuck. I need a motion background.
I like StreamYard. I like the simplicity of it, but I do get like if you wanted to do more,
Yeah.
I could see it's like perfect for guys like me where it's like, okay, the simplicity of the use is gonna help. It's kind of like an iPhone. An iPhone is really it's the simplest, user
Yeah.
friendly. It's kind of like that. And so I don't know. I was looking at OB right, or what is it?
OBS.
OBS, yeah. And I was like, shit.
I use Streamlabs OBS, and I'm actually affiliated with them because I actually started off doing all my work from video games, and I got tired of doing video games, and I started branching off and doing podcasts more. And Streamlabs OBS is really good if you're doing in-person podcasts, because the sound on it, unless you have a soundboard, it's going to sound like shit.
Interesting.
But other than that, it's pretty good. But Streamlabs does have the Talk Studio, which is what I use for DD214. And it's about everything the same that StreamYards is, except StreamYards has more like camera options and stuff like that, and more motion backgrounds. Talk Studio doesn't have that. And it's kind of, because there's a lot of live content creators out there right now, and all, so for Streamlabs, as big as they are, a very well-known company for like Twitch streamers and stuff like that, you would think that they would have more. It's kind of crazy that StreamYard is kicking a lot of people's asses right now.
Yeah, and it seems like they're putting more stuff within StreamYard. I mean, at least I'm getting all this. I gotta change. This I'll change.
I used to dog StreamYard. I used to get into arguments with them on Facebook when they first came out. I felt so bad.
Why does your YouTube studio look like you're squatting in a vacant house? Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, okay, I gotta change this shit up.
just get a couple.
Change it up is just from gray.
You got to get yourself a couple mood lights.
Yeah, I think
sex lights.
Yeah, I was gonna get a green screen and do all that, and I just need lights, get it set up more. Yep. I mean, I keep saying I just moved, but it has
been in a vacant house. It
has been 2 months. You never know. Richard AG. All right, man. Well, cool. I appreciate it. We got to talking, so I did.
No, yeah, absolutely. I actually wanted to let you know too, and I'll do it live. This year, on the first day of summer, we're doing the Clean Sanchez annual. And what that is, it's a celebration of every podcast that I work on, every single one, and affiliates as well. I'd love to have you there to do something with Hippie if you'd like. It's usually like a 1 hour slot. You guys could do whatever, like watch a movie or something. But think about it. I'd love to have you guys on for the day.
Yeah. When are you?
It's June 21st of this year. We're still setting up like time slots and stuff like that, but it's going to be exclusively on Twitch, because we're going to be playing music that I'm still waiting for copyright paperwork for. But yeah, I'd love for you to be a part of that. We'll give you like an hour slot if you guys like.
Fuck, man, dude, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, and I am down. We'll talk offline, and
absolutely, yeah. And there's time, but I just want to say thank you so much, man. This was a long time coming. I'm glad to sit. Yeah, I mean, this is cool, man.
It's so funny. I was thinking. I'm sorry I gave you such short notice initially. I was thinking. Oh man, I've never had Clean up on the show. Actually, you went on Third Punch Thursday.
Yeah, that was great.
But I just had somehow got it in my head that you had been on too. But this was perfect. This was great. Yeah.
No, it was perfect. And I'll actually be sending you an invitation to some of my shows over on my side too. Some that you have some fun with and shit like that.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So let me hold on. Let me get this. So it's Clean Sanchez Media, guys. Clean Sanchez Media.
Yep. And actually, pretty simple. I have a directory on www.cleansanchezmedia.com.
Oh, nice.
There's a link there. Just hit the directory. All the podcasts are there. And there's my boy Kobalis. That's my partner right there.
Oh, nice. What's up, man?
We're ending it too. We just watched your well, how would you call that? You're the lead star in the Light documentary. Just showed it. It was great. But I truly appreciate it. Check out Bong Rips and Video Games if you want a good cannabis time.
Yeah, and dude, we'll have you on more. We'll whatever. We'll talk.
Absolutely, man.
I love that you guys are doing the history stuff, and so always down for that shit.
Yeah, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming with those two. We really enjoyed the history of the bong, and
guys. I guess I've talked about it. So again, I was thinking like, oh, I've already talked about if the gaming and if you're into that shit at all, and I'm not into gaming, but I'll watch them. I mean,
yeah,
I just like watching people get high and talk about shit. And I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about this. So watch it. It's fun. It is a good time over there. And then
we
is you, and that's a bit more serious.
Yeah, well, I don't know about serious. Those guys are.
It's not weed. It's not weed forward. I mean.
Yeah, well, it's funny too because like Squilini's the drinker, I'm the pothead, and then Jay's right in the middle. And then that's why I'm glad I have like my BRVG, because I could just open the door, slide right over there, and then just start smoking whenever we want to, and that's the beauty of it, man.
Perfect. Yeah, guys, go check it out. It's a DD214. Just go to Clean Sanchez Media.
Yeah, it's all there.
.com. Yep. Go check them out, guys. All right, thanks. Oh, hey, Lupe, what's up? Just as we're ending
Lupe.
Here. Oh, shit. Tom asked okay. You have COPD and vapes irritate. Any suggestion for alternate delivery system? Ice bong, maybe. Do you have this would probably be more in your the ice bong, the one that I have, the ice fits great in it, that cold. But vapes irritate. I don't even have COPD, and vapes can irritate.
Yeah. Yeah, vapes ice bongs are the best way to go. Yeah, just like my brother said, ice bongs are the best way to go. So you can either freeze it or get yourself a bong that has an ice catcher in it.
Yeah.
And you could I mean, I've got two huge bongs over there. And they fit like different sizes, but you just want to make sure you get a bunch of ice cubes. You can have it sit there for a little bit, or you could just put it in the freezer. Or depending on the device that you have, you can also get an extender, which these extenders, they have like I don't know what it is, like a glycerin or something inside of it, and you put it in the freezer, and it'll freeze that device, and you slap it on your bong, and it gives you a nice cold hit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have the hard part with mine with the ice catcher is and it's a really cool piece, and it's got like the chambers that goes up, and it's like this little, but it's impossible to clean. I mean, it looks cool and everything, but like, and then have you ever tried that 420 cleaner shit or whatever? But like all that stuff, I just still feel like, man, it's just not good. There's a lot of chemicals that are going all over this.
420 cleaner. I'm sorry, guys. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. I boil all my shit. I just boil it. Throw some salt, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, boil it for a couple minutes. It'll get all the shit out.
Yes. That's good. Good to know.
Misty-eyed girl said it. My husband has a glycerin pipe. You freeze the part with the glycerin. It does cool nicely, but it still bugs my lungs. I feel that. And then someone said there we could still stick it up our ass too, that's another option. Suppositories do exist.
So recommended brand name of the manufacturer. Oh, that's what I was asking for.
That's a hard one because I go with a lot of people when it comes to bongs, but I would definitely go with oh my god. Most of my bongs come from Brothers with Glass from Portland, Oregon. A lot of their stuff are custom made on the affordable side, and they have a lot of different options. That's probably the best place or manufacturer I could give you right there. Brothers with Glass.
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't like doing the vape. I will get a rosin, or whatever pen, making sure it's like the dab. I'll get one of those every now. The truth is though, I just like smoking. I just like at the end of the day, I'm just like, man, I just like the smoking. But smoking a joint and then adding that in a little bit, it definitely supercharges that. I'm not sure what she's initial cough, throat irritation is better than a long-term chronic.
Oh yeah, I'm a cougher too. I cough all the fucking time and it sucks. And I get that throat irritation as well every time I smoke. It goes away. Vapes, yes, they do. The deeper rest highs or gastro highs, the least damaging.
The deeper respiratory highs. So what smoking or edibles, I guess? Is that what you're
soon? Give me something this.
Formula 420 and hot water has cleaned my rigs and bongs. And Sanchez knows I have a complicated looking rig.
Yeah, he's got one of those that got like 6 arms and a bunch of roadways into Metropolis and stuff like that. It's a very intricate piece. You can't put a Q-tip in there and think you're gonna reach all the spots. That's a complicated bong. But yeah, he stands by Formula 420. He has it more than I do.
Yeah, I guess, but the hot water at the end of the day. I mean, so you're gonna ruin a pot, but just get what obviously.
Oh yeah, just get a pot to ruin. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man. Josh, if you were local, I could give you a bunch of background screening lights, but you hate Persians, so. No, Iranians. It's Iranians.
Oh shit!
The Protestants. Oh, have you seen the Chief Tuttle where he lists off? He's that cop. He's the
that fucking.
People call me a white supremacist. They call me a racist. Fine, I'm good with that.
Yeah, okay. I think you got scared away.
Oh man.
Bong smoke is denser than vape smoke. So,
yes, it is.
So vape is the least.
Well, vaping sucks overall.
The Lebanese, yeah. Chief hated Protestants, Palestinians, the Lebanese. Started listing them off, and then Protestants. It was just a list of hilariousness. I was like, I can't believe he's listing all these people.
Didn't he make a comeback recently?
Okay, so because he says shit like, he gets whatever, he goes nuts. And then, which, I mean, technically, it's not like he's saying anything against the fucking rules or whatever. It's not like his channel gets nuked, but he like goes away for a bit, apparently. I've caught him on Tuttle or Country Cop 3, I think it is. I have not found a 4. I've been on the lookout because I love the guy, man.
Yeah, Carl, you stupid, retarded motherfucker.
You can't be mad at the guy who speaks his mind. I'm just saying.
I think I agree with you. There's something about him. Plus, he's not doing it. Nobody. He's not rallying.
Yeah.
People. It's a guy who's got some issues.
He just looks like he's over shit.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's over it. He's over people calling him and shit.
Oh yeah, that's it. But then he went too far, I think. I don't know. I think he got a little bit. They were like, they're blackmailing Chief with like, what's blackmailing? No, I want Chief to make videos. Like, I wish he didn't get scared away. I wish he would make more videos. Anybody who hates the Lebanese points out that they hate the Lebanese and Protestants.
Just these specific people I do not like. I don't want to fuck with them. Like, okay, man.
Yeah. It's just so funny to think of like that specific of a group. Anyway. All right, man. All right, everybody, go check out Clean Sanchez Media. And Wednesday, we'll be having the owner of the seltzer of Be Mighty Kind. Again, promo code StoneVet, 20% off all orders. If you go to the website, it'll give you a store locator, and it's in hundreds of stores across the country. Total Wines is like the big one. In fact, Clean said it's in a place right by you, right?
Yeah. There's a liquor store, Joe Canals. I might make a trip tonight, to be honest with you. I want to try this shit.
Yeah, it's it's good stuff. So yeah, but if you order it, and he can ship to any U.S. state, and he said has not had a problem shipping to the UK. Australia, probably a different story, but so far he said he hasn't had a problem with the UK. So go check him out and then I'll catch you on Wednesday. All right, guys. Later. Oh, I should have an outro. Get something.